Okay. Okay. I think I am live in all three locations. So I am like mad late. I'm like mad late. Oh, wait, hold on. I am so late doing this. I was supposed to be live like hours ago. And hey, I'm about to send a message to somebody because I'm like, yo, um, I just got on because I'm late. Like late is late. So late. I totally Hi everybody. Yeah, I was supposed so my plan was to be live. Yeah, yeah, mad like when I say like mad late, like today, my dad was working on my car. And so there were just some things going on. And then I had a divination to do, but I accidentally put it as 1 a.m. instead of 1 p.m. And so then they messaged me. I was like, oh my God. So when I was going to go live, I ended up having to do my divinations because I was like, hey, I'm live. You can. Uh, so, but yeah, needless to say, and hold on. Da, 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 da. Hey, if you may see it, but like I made you a moderator. You know who you are. Um, just in case, just in case. This is one of the messages I'm anticipating. Like, so I'm just doing my protection work now. Doing my protection work now. Um, so yeah, I am. I this morning. Oh, hey, I don't know if that's Facebook or YouTube. So hi, you'll have to comment so that I know where you are. But hi, hello, lovely to see you. But yeah. So this morning, well, I'll tell you where this came from. So there were several things, several posts over the course of the last coming into the weekend that were just like I feel like I want to say something, but it wasn't the right time. And then it was like something else happened. I wanted to say something, it wasn't the right time. And I think the icing on the cake or the straw that broke the camel's back was about one there's a creator on TikTok who apparently she was out having a good time. Dude comes over, asks for the number. She's like, no. And ultimately, he beats her with a brick. Hi, Michelle. And so I'm like, um, you know, sometimes I would just wonder, it's 2023, but I also feel like if you are not a guy that has a lot of actual women friends. Like you may have women in your life, but women friends who just convey and talk to you about certain things. You really don't get it. Like you don't get what's going on. But I feel like there's been a plethora of things happening. Um, that made me feel like okay, there's something going on. Something going on, and this is very it's not that there's nothing going on with other people, but this feels exceptionally different for Black women and Black men. Like there's something else happening underneath the surface and in the Black community overall, because it just seemed like one thing after another. Um, what? Okay, we'll go play, yeah, or watch TV or something to that effect. Um, so what I decided to do this morning was to ask and go to spirit and like, okay, I want to know number one, what's going on? And I asked the question very specifically because I felt like everyone's the energy was very localized. It's the lack of a better way to put it. So I asked specifically what was going on with Black women, what was going on with Black men, and what was going on with anyone else, non-binary, intersex that did not fall into the man-woman bucket. So I made sure to cover everyone, and I asked what was going on, and then I also asked the question, how am I supposed to use my gifts, talents, what I'm supposed to be doing with the collective? How does what I'm doing or what I'm supposed to be doing, or what do I need to start doing? How does that support each individual group, because I also don't feel like, I feel like I support the Black diaspora, but I don't support everyone 100% in the same way. There are certain things that overlap everybody, but there's also some very individualized needs of healing, transformation, growth, etc. support that are needed for each individual group. So that's what I wanted to share, was one, what the message was, like what's going on, what's happening, and then tell you in terms of people who may feel aligned to me, that feel like, come to me. And even though I asked this question very specifically for the diaspora, if this resonates with you in some way and you feel like I am still supposed to support you in this way, then by all means feel free to reach out to me. So before I go any further, because I'm rude, you go all up in my house and I haven't introduced myself. Hi, I'm Ianifa Dania Faomi Shango. I am an Ifa priestess and a spiritual awakening doula for the African American diaspora. My specialty is supporting Generation X and older millennials that are looking to cultivate a relationship with the Most High, God, Creator, Source, whatever they decide that nomenclature needs to be, and they're looking to do so outside of following an Abrahamic religion. They're also looking to tap back more into their ancestral roots and deconstruct and decolonize their relationship with spirit. So if that sounds like you and you're looking somebody to support you, hi, here I am. So that being said, I'm going to start with the sisters. Ooh, ladies first, ladies first. And I've already mentally prepared myself that I might start channeling additional message as I go. And if anybody doesn't catch this from the beginning, I am also streaming it on YouTube and my Facebook, so the playbacks will be available there. So ask, what's going on? What's happening? What's happening with the Black women? What's going on with Black women in the diaspora? And for them, I specifically got 2 Odus. And what stuck out to me, number one, is the Iyami and Ogun showed up both times. And I was like, ooh. So okay. So this morning, this is where I went before the message. Like I got the message, but when I noticed the correlation, first off with Ogun. So I don't know how many people know the story of the Haitian Revolution and what happened, but prior to them, fighting for their freedom, there was a ritual. And specifically, who showed up was Ogun. So when I saw Ogun show up for Black women, when I said, what's going on with Black women? And then Ogun shows up in both Odus. And then the Iyami, which is the sacred mothers, the elders, the wise women, showing up for Black women. I said, ooh, ooh, ooh. So for my sisters, one, if you are feeling like you're under attack, like I can tell it. I'm looking at some of the anti-racism content creators. I follow a lot of them are Black women, and I can see them in their comment section, and they look at, like, I can hear it in their voice. It's like exhaustion because it's a constant attack. I need y'all to know. I need you to know the obstacles are coming to be removed. I need you to know the obstacles are being removed because Ogun is like real strong in both Odus. The Iyami is protecting you. Call on your mother energy, whatever that looks like to you. Call them, and they're there to protect you. But you gotta say you want to be protected. Like, you gotta say something. So the first Odu I got for the Black women was Ogunda Irete. And so it talks about the removal of obstacles and this providing a renewed determination and focus. And it speaks about us honoring our ancestors and our fathers. And when I looked at this Odu, there was a verse that spoke about spells and charms not working when you are dishonest or It was sticking out to me. And what I got from that, uh, uh, yeah, I saw that. So I was like, uh, uh, the um the thing that stuck out to me was the thing about people emulating black women and that being like used as a way to antagonize. Like you're not just emulating them, you're emulating them and antagonizing them. So I did see that. I just saw that we might be talking, we might have seen the same post. So that this antagonizing, feeling that we have, and that feeling of like, okay, why do y'all keep pretending to be us? And it's like people trying to capture your magic, but they can't. They can't capture your magic. And so don't continue to allow yourself to be drawn out. Just block them. Don't allow yourself to continue to be drawn out. Simply just block them because it's going to be handled. Either way, it's going to be handled. Do not allow yourself to drain your energy by going back and forth with some of these people. Like there's so many of you, I just want to reach over and tell you, it's okay. It's okay. They're not you don't have to respond to all of them. You don't have to respond to any of them. Continue to do your education, and when they show up in your comments, simply mm, okay, I'm just gonna say it because of the way Ogun will handle them. I'm just gonna say it. That's what floated in my head really quiet. Ogun is gonna handle it. So honor your ancestors. Know that they are there to support you, that they love you, they are looking out for you. Call on their support. They are there to help and support you. Um, Stay true to yourself. Do not feel like you need to continue to be what's the word I'm looking for? That's what's coming. You don't have to sugarcoat yourself. That's what I'm getting. You don't have to sugarcoat yourself. Um, when I see be truthful, this is not simply about lying. This is about being true to yourself. This is about being true to who you are. This is also about speaks about keeping your thoughts to yourself. And so when I think about you keeping your thoughts to yourself, again, this is like not going into unnecessary arguments. Like that person, they're just they're just there to antagonize. They're not there to educate. They're not there for any other reason other than to antagonize. And black women, you cannot continue to allow your energy to be spent in the way that you are spending it. You must call back your energy. You don't need to continue to do this. You really don't need to continue to do this, but understand the obstacles in your way are going to be removed. They're going to be removed. This Odu also has Oya and Ajay specifically. So we've got like the blessings of wealth, but there's like an overwhelming amount of protection in this Odu. The other one you got, because I didn't get two for everybody, I specifically felt like there was something else that I needed to see. And the black woman got Ogunda Meji. And I was like, oh, snap. Okay. Okay. So Ogunda Meji is that's Ogun, like that's Ogun's Odu. And what it talks about is the wisdom regarding masculine energy in its function. And what I thought about was so many women talking about they want to go into their soft girl era and things of that nature. And what I want to encourage you to consider is balance. What I want you to consider is balance. Because what I hear y'all saying is you want to be able to be in a space where um don't make me lie. Don't make me lie. I can't right this minute. Don't ask me. I can't remember. You want to look and put it, but it's right. Like black women, this is where you are. Like this, you're in a place of needing to learn how to balance. Being too far in one or the other is not the answer. You are in a space where spirit is calling you to learn how to balance and how to wield both energies effectively. It does speak about war and victory and clearing a path. and it talks about progress towards fulfilling your destiny. And it is accomplishment above all else. Like it is accomplishment above all else. When I saw this, I was thinking about the Chariot card. And the thing about the Chariot card that people don't often talk about is talks about emotional intelligence. This is being able to manage not only your own emotions, but recognize the emotions of others and seeing where other people are at and knowing how to move and adjust yourself based upon what you see in other people. So that goes back to what I'm saying. When you see this person, use your intuition. Is this person here to truly learn, or are they really here to antagonize me? Because if they're here to antagonize me, I'm just going to save my energy and block them. That's what I'm going to do. The most I will do is screenshot the comments so that everybody else that follows me that wants to be a part of this work is also going to block them. And we're not going to give them any time. We're not going to give them any energy. We're simply going to have a block party and we're going to block them. But this also is about, this process of growth and success. It talks about disputes and hostility and deceitful friends. So knowing who to have around you and who's got your back and who doesn't have your back, protecting your energy at all costs is so important for Black women right now. It's so important. It's so important for Black women right now. Y'all have to protect your energy at all costs. Mental, mind, body, and spirit, you must protect your energy. It's the impulse to build, create, and protect things that shift human consciousness. That line specifically was really important. Black women, there's something that shifting human consciousness is important. Why? Because when you think about, it's not that dads don't teach, but when you think about who you're learning from, you're thinking about your mother. When you think about who you're learning from, you're thinking about your mother. And the archetype of the mother of humanity on earth is Black women. Like that's it. Like that's already been scientifically proven. Black women are mother. So in order for anyone else to learn, they have to learn through us. So we have to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to protect our energy, because that's where the shift is going to come from. Okay, I heard top down. The shift is going to happen top down. We have to make the shift so that they can come with us. We have to make the shift. We have to be open to opinion. So again, if you are on this bubble of deconstruction, if you're on this bubble of decolonization, you need to allow yourself to be open to the possibility to see something different, do something different, move in a different way. This is going to take a lot of honesty and courage and honor. These are the call of the warrior. Notice Spirit is not calling y'all to be soft. Spirit is calling you to balance. Not calling you to be soft, but also not calling you to have balance. Calling you to have balance. So not only is Ogun called, but also this Odu speaks of Yemoja, which is Ogun's mother. She is the mother of mothers. So mother energy is present in both of these. Sisters, I love y'all. And I just want to see all of us flourish and be safe, like protect the Black women. And I just saw something earlier. It's like, that's not that women need protection. It's that everyone else needs to stop harming them and they won't need protection. And it's like, duh. But until then, it's protect Black women. And I need for y'all to do what you need to do to call protection to yourselves. I need you to call protection to yourself. Make sure there is somebody that, like, you got someone around you that can, like, call your spiritual protection in. Call it in. I asked specifically, how am I supposed to support Black women? Because I know I am, because I'm a Black woman. So obviously I'm supposed to do something to support Black women. So what does that look like? And I laughed because a couple of weeks ago now, I asked Spirit, why behind slavery? And what do we need to do to heal it? I asked, like, what happened? What are some things that took place that the domino effect began? And what is it that we need to do to rectify the situation? And part of this was the move from honoring the Divine Mother. It was not that people were honoring the Divine Father. They stopped honoring the Divine Mother. So I'm like, well, what do we need to do? And the answer was honor women, honor the divine mother, but you have to honor both. There has to be a balance. It is not you erase the father, it is a balance. So what I got was literally the Odu I got that day. So the Odu I got that day, the Odu that I got on that day was Irete Irosun. And so we have this perseverance and determination and movement, but it is through our ancestors that is giving us that support. It is through going back to our roots that is giving us the support. And it says you need to balance the masculine and feminine. That's what needs to happen. What I'm supposed to do is help Black women take steps to balance their masculine and feminine energy. If they feel like they're too far in one energy or the other, then and they need help, like how do I ebb and flow? What is that supposed to look like? They need to know how to honor both sides of the coin. They need to know how to toe the line in the middle so that they are in concert with the creator. The creator is neither one or the other. The creator is all. And the only way to fully embody that oneness with source is for you to embody all, which means you need to embody all of your energy. You need to ebb and flow through masculine and feminine energy. It has nothing to do with how you dress. It has nothing to do with your job. It's everything about how you energetically move throughout your life. So I will, that's, whew, all I hear is Black women need to be protected. Period. Like there is nothing that Black women need to be protected. So I was like, okay, what's going on with the brothers? So I asked about Black men specifically. What's going on with Black men? And so Black men, y'all are trying to, or at least let me say, Spirit is trying to get y'all to stop limiting yourselves to constructs that were picked up from slavery. Spirit is trying to get y'all to stop playing small and stop limiting yourself, stop being trapped in your ego, to stop all this behavior and shenanigans are just byproducts of you trying to emulate the slave master still. And that is not the position you are supposed to have. You are not a slave master. That means you can't emulate habits like thinking that women's bodies belong to you, because that is slave master colonizer one-on-one. That's not of you. And that is not how you are supposed to move. And so a lot of brothers are in this space where, okay, what I heard is like in combat, mentally, emotionally, with dark forces around them. But y'all have to deconstruct and decolonize yourselves. Okay, going to battle with them, but you can't see that in order to win the battle, you have to do so with the Black woman. Not talking about relationships. This is not about romance and partnership and making babies. This is your sister. This is your mother. This is your mother. You do this with her support. By following her lead, you only grow bigger and stronger. Spiritually, mentally, physically. When you disown her, you disown yourself. When I got the Odu, again, the ancestors show up. So the ancestors are not only showing up for Black women, they're showing up for Black men too. So it was Irosun Ika, which is the fulfillment of potential, brings an increase in your personal ashe. It brings in an increase to your own personal power when you fulfill your ancestral potential. And where is your potential lie? Irosun not only is the ancestral principle, it specifically points to women. It is menstrual blood. It specifically is pointing you towards the divine feminine. You too need to find balance. You too need to find balance. You are so far in the masculine because that is what Maslow is at. And so you're so far in imitating him, you have lost yourselves. When if you're trying to emulate God, you have to be able to move through both energies. Do you want to keep pretending to be this man, or would you rather be more like the creator? Which one? Pick. When I read, oh, and before someone says it's not all, understand this. That young lady stood and watched a group of not all men do nothing. She stood as she got hit with a brick for not giving her phone number up. And she watched the not all do nothing. It's like some of you can't see the forest for the trees. It's like you can't use the common sense that God gave you. It's like you won't listen. Well, it's not all, it doesn't matter who it is. It's a problem. It doesn't matter who it is. It's a problem. Some of y'all been running on the streets with men that assault women on a regular basis, but y'all too busy drinking and carrying on, you can't see them. Or you just choose to be willfully obtuse to the fact that these are your homeboys and you won't check them for it, because if you check them, then you're no longer part of the clique. Just find you a different clique. You want to run with men or you want to run with gods? Make a choice. You continue to try to play small and then you keep getting small change and you turn why? Because that's not who you're supposed to be. When I said problems with in-laws, what I saw, this is what I saw. When I paired that with the message of Black women, problems with in-laws, you think about a partner, a spouse. So you think about a Black woman, you're married to a Black woman, you're partnered with a Black woman, and so that Black woman's parents. And so what I remember is the Black woman's Odu called for them to honor their father, and the mothers were protecting them. Honor their father, mothers are protecting them. So when I look at the Black men having problems with the in-laws, you have a problem with the mothers of the Black women. You have a problem with their ancestral mothers. That's who you have a problem with. You have there's a problem with their ancestral mothers, because their ancestral mothers are watching you not do what you're supposed to do, which is have their back. They are watching you not do what you're supposed to do, which is have their back. It talks about keeping your plans to yourself. So this made me, what this made me think of was the Black Panther Party. And like, I need you to move in silence. If you're going to protect the collective, you have to learn how to move in silence so that they don't know your plans. You got to learn to move in silence so they don't know your plans. If you're trying to build something, no one needs to know it's being built until you're done. If you understand, you will understand. You need to learn to move in silence. But you also need to move in concert. If that hat goes into the air and it's a sister's hat, you need to move the same way they did in Alabama. There should be on no day, no man of any color, complexion, or shade should be able to raise their hand. No, a brick, my guy, because you couldn't get a phone number. There are billions of women in the world. Somebody will give you the phone number. But because this one said no, you decided to pick up a brick, and all the rest of you that stood there and watched, understand her ancestors are watching you. When I saw have clear thoughts, this means you need to decide from now, who are you? If you remove every label, every piece of direction, every stereotype, every piece of dogma, and just stand with nothing. Who are you? Do you know? Do you even know how to find yourself? Do you not even have to ask that question? Who are you? Who are you supposed to be? If no one told you what a man is, do you even know? Do you even know? And are you willing to define it for yourself, or you're too scared that somebody's not going to like your definition of manhood? If you are like standing as a guy, who cares? Define yourself for yourself without trying to be the mirror image of a slave master. Like, let it go. When I asked how I'm meant to support Black men, once again, I laughed because clearly I'm in alignment. The first time I did divination for my Ile, the Odu that came up was Otuda Meji. And when I asked how am I supposed to support Black men, Otuda Meji is what I got. Otuda is the principle of mystic vision. When you look at the Holy Odu, it's in sets of 4. There is a birth, a death, a transformation, and a rebirth. There is a beginning, an ending that leads to a transformation and allows you to have a rebirth in consciousness. And so Otura is the beginning. It's a new birth. It's a new birth, and it is the last in the birthing cycle. And it's the one closest to spirit. And when you have a closeness to spirit, when you're in a birthing process, you are close to the feminine. It's my role to help you come back. This doesn't mean you gotta and like some of y'all so obtuse. It's like, well, I don't want to be a girl. I know what it's telling me about being a girl. That ain't got nothing to do with it. The first time you ever trusted your intuition or trusted your instinct and intuition, both baby, that's feminine energy. The first time you attracted some good luck without anything other than the fact that you were in the right place is feminine energy. You already be moving in it. You just keep trying to disconnect your stuff from it. And that's why you can't seem to get a windfall of anything, because you are disconnected from the energy that's going to give it to you. Mystic vision puts you in alignment with source. So when I ask spirit, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to help my brothers come back to being gods. That's their oneness with the creator. It is a foundation of individual sense of destiny and purpose in the world. Men are always like, what is like I got a purpose, a plan, like facts. Facts. If you pray, that it's in feminine energy. That is an act that is leading you to the feminine. Facts. If you pray, you are standing in your feminine energy. Facts. It's supposed to help you when you have that connection, what it does, it gives you peace of mind and freedom from anxiety. How many brothers want to have peace of mind? How many brothers want to have freedom from anxiety? How many? The Iyami show up in this one too. So it's not that they're only protecting Black women, but they don't want to have to protect Black women from you. Let me say that again, because I need you to feel me when I say this. I want you to feel me when I say this. It's not that they're only protecting Black women. They are tired of protecting Black women from you. Allowing yourself to come closer and back to the source helps you discern when you get a message from your ego, your conscious self, the part of you that only knows what it's seen in your physical reality, and your Ori, which is your spirit. Following spirit leads to doing the right thing. Following spirit, your spirit, because your Ori is not outside of you. It is you. It is a part of you. In the physical sense, it's your head. When you're able to listen to the divine aspect of yourself that is not attached to its human experience, but can see from the perspective of the Most High, that is your Ori. And when you are in tune and in alignment with your Ori, which is intimately aligned to your purpose and your destiny, you move with spirit. You move in unison with the source. And when you move in unison with the source, you make better decisions for yourself and everyone around you. The reason why women by and large, are able to feel for the collect family without even trying is because they have an intimate connection with the source, because they're womb holders. They have a freaking portal between heaven and earth sitting in their body. That's why they're able to feel the way they feel about everyone. Even when things are going on and they feel like their brothers don't have their back, I guarantee you, if you throw that hat, your sister is coming. But if she throws it, would you do the same? It talks about identifying with things like greed, nationalism, racism, and moral superiority. If you are married to patriarchy, like, I can't let it go. But what about if women were in charge? Women were in charge. It's not about one being in charge. It's about, can you work together? That's the part y'all keep missing. It's not about one energy being superior to the other energy. Every single old dude that y'all have gotten thus far has spoken about the need that y'all need to be in balance. You need to be in harmony. Exactly. Exactly. In every revolution, Black women have been at the forefront. They showed it to you when they cloned Tyrone. Them brothers could not break free until they went to save the sister. Did you miss that? They couldn't find freedom. They couldn't break free and free all the people, not just some of the people. All the people were freed when they went to go and protect and save the Black woman. Are you missing it? It's not about her being superior to them, because that's not what it was. They had to be able to work together. And the moment they separated and are like, do it by yourself, we don't have your back, whatever, I'm going to do my own thing, things got to running amok. And she was not the one they cloned. They didn't clone her. They unalived and kidnapped every sister in that movie. Did you pay attention? If they could not brainwash them, then they unalived them. If they couldn't brainwash them, they hid them away. They didn't clone them. They don't want more of us running around. Pay attention. Pay attention. It was by them working together. It was by them working together. There's wisdom and patience that will come to you with your connection to source, and it'll be there at all times. It talks about not hurting people's feelings, knowing when to rest. Brothers, I need you to understand, rest is your birthright. Black men, rest is your birthright. Your ancestors didn't get to rest. So how dare you act like you're not supposed to? I gotta hustle, I gotta grind. How dare you disrespect your lineage by acting like you're not supposed to rest? You're gonna learn to rest. You're gonna learn to rest. Well, you're gonna learn to rest. And this one line, relatives working against you, all I can see, like, I saw a very specific content creator, and the way I will answer that line is, not all skin folk are kinfolk. Brothers, you, just because he's a dude, just because he's a guy, don't mean that he's supposed to be your people. If you know you don't move the way he moved, then why is he with you? Why y'all running together? Well, no, you are your collective. You are your community. This is why when you start to shift and grow and change and transform, people start to fall away or things fall off. You don't hang with those people anymore, because you are your community. Your community is a reflection of you. So if this person doesn't fit the reflection of you that you are trying to be, then I suggest that you move them aside. Move them aside, because they're not a reflection with you. So like it's mind-boggling to me that some of you won't pay attention to the people in your circle and how they talk. You hear it though. You just not paying attention. You're being willfully obtuse. It's not that you don't hear it. You are willfully ignoring it. I know this. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because all you have to do is say you can be in charge. All you have to do is say you can be in charge. And because they're so close to the physical realm that they're really, so the statements are regarding indoctrination into societies of men. And it's because as womb holders are naturally drawn to their feminine energy in most aspects, men are drawn more to their masculine energy. It's not that either one doesn't have the other. There is a natural pull towards one or the other. It has nothing to do with dress or anything. It has everything to do with behavior, thought process, and energetic signature. And so the masculine is all the realm of the physical. It is structured and organized, so which brings you to more of the baser instincts. So if you're trying to go to either, can I um, indoctrinate someone that's closer to the spiritual side or the physical side is easier. The physical aspect is easier. That's why it happens that way, because it'll be something they can see immediate results of. It'll be something they can see immediate results of, and that's what masculine energy is looking for, that result in the physical reality, where feminine energy is looking for the result in the non-tangible reality. So yeah, so black women, my role is to support you in balancing your masculine and feminine overall. And black men, you're good on, you understand your masculine. My role is to help you to reconnect with spirit, reconnect with feminine energy so that you can have that rebirth and attract what you are supposed to be, reconnect you with your God self. So I asked, and this is going to be so beautiful. Let me tell you how beautiful this one is. I asked, what am I supposed to do for my family, for my non-binary, intersex, like anyone that doesn't identify as man and woman? What am I supposed to do? What do y'all need to know? So what I got was Irete Ogbe. And I was just like, wow. Wow. So Irete is perseverance, determination, keep going. And Ogbe is open road. So this one is specifically talking about perseverance leading to open road. And let me just tell you, I want y'all to feel this. And my people who are Orisha practitioners, y'all, this is going to make y'all heart feel good. When I asked specifically for the intersex and non-binary Black community, one is do not give up. What you need to know right now is don't give up. You have to keep going. You have to keep pushing. Don't give up, because your road is going to open up. But this is one of the few that called for a specific Orisha to honor. The other one spoke about the Orishas being present, but this one specifically says y'all need to honor Olokun. And so for my folks who are familiar, Olokun is intersex. Olokun is neither male nor female. Olokun is intersex. So for me to specifically ask, what do my Black non-binary intersex, what do y'all need to know? And for Olokun, it's like, hey, I'm here. I'm right here. And one of the things I was talking to a couple of my godchildren about is that I specifically felt like I needed to make it clear that my Ile is safe space for queer people. Like, I needed clear and understood that my Ile will always be safe space for queer people. I don't care how you identify. You will always have safe space with me. If you are trying to build a relationship with Orisha and Ifa, and you're like, I don't know, because I heard that. I'm telling you, I don't care what anybody else say. You will always have safe space with me. And Olokun, considering that, what's wild is I got that Odu the other day for myself. That's the Odu I got for myself personally. That was an Odu I got for myself. And needing to honor Olokun. Why? Because my archetypal energy is non-binary. I don't identify as non-binary, but my spiritual energy is absolutely non-binary. It really is. It calls for y'all to apply spiritual discipline and iwa pele, good character, to your life when making decisions. If you identify as non-binary intersex, I want you to think about something. The creator is non-binary. The creator, the source of all existence, is non-binary. The fact that certain religions decide they want to attach a masculine presenting, or not masculine, a male pronoun. God ain't no dude. God ain't no dude. God's technically not a woman. God's probably closer to being a woman, but God's not a woman. God is all things, all, everything. That means God is trans, God is intersex, God is non-binary. So if you are someone who has been born without a line, that, or no, born without a box, you're born without a box. You don't want to check male, you don't want to check female. You're born without a box. If you were someone that was born without a box, you're you you're as close conceptually to how the creator sees themselves. I need you to know that. Which means you having a spiritual practice is so key for you, because you were already born, and I'll keep saying that in case so that the people in the back can hear, you were already born physically connected to your creator. Everyone is, but there's that lack of separation for you, where there's no separation. You just are, like, whichever way you decide you would like. Today I'm going to dress this way, today I'm going to dress that way. I don't really feel one or the other. I'm just going to be all things. I'm everything all day. What is source? What is the source? That doesn't necessarily inherently make you more, but it definitely don't make you less connected. Moving in good character. What does that mean? Iwa Pele, when we talk about Iwa Pele, I want people to realize this is not this holier than thou thing. Iwa Pele, good character, you think about character is who you are. That means having a spiritual practice and knowing who you are and standing 10 toes down in it. That part. I will touch that in a second. But like, you like, oh, okay, I'm gonna remember that. Know who you are, because when you move in alignment with who you are, you will inherently, instinctively move in alignment with your destiny. Learning who you are and standing in it will help you align to your destiny. And you need teamwork to achieve success. You need teamwork to achieve success. So, no, one, you need to support each other. So if there is, I just saw a content creator the other day recently talking about people in the LGBTQIA plus community that were being either anti-trans or anti-non-binary or anti-intersex. And I'm like, how, Sway? How? Make it make sense. There needs to be unity in the community, but that's not just. I want to go. What? I want to go away. Okay. This is not just in the LGBTQIA plus community. This is in the Black community overall. Like, when I saw that, it's like, we can't have. Can I have sour cream and onion? Go get it out the box if you find some. It's not about this. No, it's, again, everybody's got to work together. Everybody's got to work together. Everybody has to work together. We're not going to get it if we don't work together, period. We have to work together. And understand that your hard work, the work that you are doing to advocate for your humanity, not for rights, for your humanity. Can you help me get it out of the box? No, because I'm working. You'll get the box. Bring the box to me. Or tell Jaheim to get it. Jaheim, get the box of chips for Jelani. Go get the box and bring it to me. Um, Hard work and faith will support you, and this will be so important down the line, the work that you're doing. So please do not give up. So it's like, well, how am I supposed to support them? And what's wild is the Odu I got was the one that the black women received. So there is one.
Mommy,
There's no more sour cream and onion. Pick something different. Do you want this one?
no.
Well, there's no more sour cream and onion. Pick something else. You want Doritos? Okay, you can go. I don't need you to take the box.
But there's Johnny sour chips.
No, you already ate them. No, I'm not giving him a half bag of chips. Who does that? Go. Finish what you
No
got.
more chips.
No more chips. Bye. Dude, like you'll eat half the chips and then offer it to him. Stop it, sir. Stop it. Out. So y'all got the same Odu as where the black women are. That's your how am I supposed to support you? That's like one, helping y'all see where there's obstacles and helping you internally, energetically remove them and helping you keep that maintain focus. Like sometimes it's just a matter of simply having someone to hold you accountable to what you're trying to do in your journey and making sure that you understand that your ancestors are there to support you. No, you're finish what you got. Bye.
I don't want Doritos.
When I say you should have got this the first time, no.
No more chips.
No more chips. Bye.
Bye.
Making sure that y'all are like staying, honoring your ancestors. And
can I take Doritos?
No, you can take what you got.
I got.
Go ahead. Honoring your ancestors, honoring the mothers, like regardless of how you identify, you still came from a mother. And you are still children of black women. So honoring the mothers overall and honoring like women, that's going to be like, that's energetically going to be good overall. Like overall. I looked at all of y'all and I was like, yo, everyone is trying to call balance. Everyone's trying to call balance. And everyone is being protected, but you need to be really intentional about it. Somebody on TikTok, because since I'm live everywhere, this is a really dope comment. So the comment was around what makes biologically men, which is the introduction of testosterone. So I just saw a video recently. It's funny that he mentions it that talks about the development of the body and that the seam, you know what I'm talking about? There's men folks have a seam. You know what the seam is? You know what the seam? That seam that y'all have there, you know, the seam that if testosterone had not been introduced would have been apart and would have been curtains. And I was like, yo, everyone starts out as a girl. Everybody, regardless of how you identify, everyone starts off in the feminine. Biologically, location, everyone starts off in the feminine. You introduce testosterone, and then you biologically change body parts and things of that nature. But the comment that was made was that as men get older and they're biologically going back to source, their testosterone decreases.
It's too starting to watch TV in the playroom.
Okay. You're getting closer to source. You're going closer to spirit as you get older and older, and thus the thing that makes you biologically a dude starts to decrease. And I was like, okay. The thing that makes you a guy starts to decrease, and thus it only happens when you get closer to source. Um, I'm done. I'm not even no, 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 no. I have not seen that sketch. I can't deal. I still can't deal. I really can't deal. Um, I cannot deal. So what do I need to do for myself, for y'all? So I had been waffling about whether I was going to do another goddess gathering. And I think I may, but I think it's going to come out being different. And I don't know that it's only going to be Black women. Um, but we'll see. But I know that part of what I know I'm meant to do, I'm already doing that work. Um, so Ashe, for being in alignment, because even from the name of my ELA, not my ELA, my mentorship program. The internship program is from self, meaning that you have to get to know yourself. You have to learn who you are, learn about yourself, what you stand for, what your priorities are, what your values are. You have to do shadow work. You have to build a relationship with yourself first, always with you first. After building that relationship with yourself, then you are in a position where you can redefine what your relationship with the creator is. Good evening. You have to redefine what that looks like. What is your relationship with the creator? As you have a deeper relationship with yourself, your relationship with yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you talk about yourself, is intimately linked to how you see your relationship with God. When you get blessings and you have a good job, are you going to, do you have the notion to, go ahead and drop it? I'll be done with my message in a minute. Um, do you have the notion that it is never you, it is always outside of you? And you have that because there's a feeling that you are not worthy. And you will constantly say to yourself that God did something for you, even though you're not worthy. That means you have a feeling of unworthiness that you need to do some shadow work on, because your creator did not make you ever unworthy. It's not true. So you have to be able to tap into yourself and realize you're in intimate connection with the creator, and realize that when you're looking for God, you're like, I just want to see a sign. Look in the mirror. When you're looking for a sign about your relationship with the creator, go stand in the mirror. Go stand and look. Create energy is never created nor destroyed. It is simply changing forms. And everything is made of energy, which means everything is made of the same energy, which means everything is made of source energy. That means you are source energy. If you are looking for the source of all existence, go look in the mirror. Go look in the mirror and say hi, and really decide what is it that you need to know and learn about yourself. God darn ant. I hate it. Sorry y'all. Um uh like really take in that you are the creator. That you are the creator. That you are source energy. That you are the most high. Do not have to look outside of yourself, even though everything outside of you is also the creator. Um Ashe, like you don't have to keep looking outside of you. And what's beautiful is that most African traditions teach you that. We in the diaspora, because this divination was specifically for the diaspora, specifically for the African American diaspora, we didn't get that. Most of us, anyway. We didn't get a teaching that we have an ori, which is our head, and that it is also our consciousness, and it is also our connection to source, meaning that we are regularly completely attached to source energy. And we didn't get taught to every morning give honor to our ori, which is self-love. You think about your ori is you. Your ori is you. Your primary divine deity is you. It's you. It's you. It's not someone else. It's not someone outside of you. It is literally you. You are your primary deity. And you are called to every single morning honor you. You are we honor ourselves. If we want like if we want money, we inquire of our head, our ori, not something outside of ourselves. We don't inquire like you inquire of your head, yourself. So imagine growing up knowing that your divine connection is the single most important thing. Knowing who you are, having an idea, even if it's not concrete, just an energetic idea of who you are, who you're trying to be in this world, how you're going to move. Like imagine knowing that. Like I think about what just my sun, moon rising, and midheaven would have done for me at 18, 19 years old. At 18, 19 years old, learning my life path number. I'm wondering what that would have been able to do with me, how that could have shifted my trajectory. How would I have moved differently? How would I have been moving differently? Your spiritual connection is meant to support and be fully in your physical mundane life. It's not separate. It's like, oh, I pray and then there's this separate thing. No, they're supposed to work in tandem with one another. It's your spiritual self and your human self are one and the same. They're supposed to be working together. And when you do something good, it is absolutely always with the support of source, but you did it. So it's okay to pat you. You know, I'm so goddamn proud of myself. It's okay. It is absolutely positively okay. And this is where that balance comes in. It's obvious. Like you don't have to announce every day that the creator of all supported you. Duh. That's the answer to that. Duh. That's the response. The appropriate response is duh. But what did you do? Because you are also the creator. You are also source energy. So what did you do? Hey, like what did you do? How did you show up for yourself? How did you move? You're the one that took the divine inspiration. You're the one that made the decisions. You are the one. And it's like you keep wanting to take it. Hey, sugar, you keep wanting it to be outside of you because someone told you it was outside of you, that you were not worthy to take ownership of your greatness. You can absolutely, or you can only have, I can't thank myself. I can't be proud of myself. And why not? The creator is out here being you, being your friend, being your mom, being your dad, being your kids, being your house, being your car, being the trees, being the grass, being the sky, being the clouds. So if the creator can multitask, why can't you? The creator is both honoring itself as through you, but also receiving the honor from you. Why do you think that you can't both recognize the creator's support in your life and also recognize that you did the dang thing? Why do you feel like you can't do both? Maybe a limiting belief? Possibly. Maybe. Ooh. So, okay, TikTok got me. This was a very good point. How accountability is the other side of the coin, and it really is. See, people who go through a conscious awakening, one of the things that the one of the hard parts is the co-creation piece. One of the really hard pieces is the co-creation piece because then it makes you accountable for your reality. Um, yes, it makes you accountable for your reality because if you are co-creating with the creator, that means the creator is not the one on its own writing the story. On the, not that's not like not the one on its own writing the story. You and the creator are together holding the pen, shifting, moving. And as a reminder, you can't pull one over on God. Y'all already wrote the whole story together with billions of possibilities, billions of possibilities, timelines, and dimensions that you could possibly weave in and out of. This is why sometimes when you lay something down, but you're trying to manifest something and all of a sudden it's not where you laid it down, it's like maybe a few centimeters or a few inches over, and it's like, I didn't lay it there, I laid it over here. Like you had to shift a little bit because you did something to shift your energy. So you phased in and out of one timeline to the other, just real smooth like that. That just something that happens periodically. Understanding that, like really having an understanding that of that goes to like that speaking things into existence, like speaking the things into existence. When you speak, like speaking things into existence and really being mindful of your thoughts, like the message that went to Black men, like you need to have clean thoughts, you need to be mindful of your thoughts, because what you think becomes your reality. What you think, what you say becomes your reality. And it is not that nothing uncomfortable, irritating is ever going to happen.
You didn't put the box back in.
When I'm done, bye. I mean, if you want to put it back, go ahead, but I will put it back when I'm done. Thank you. I appreciate your help. Um, but it's the I can't dwell on the negative. Um yeah, right, yeah. Yeah, that they're not ready for that. That's a bit too much. That's not that's a look. That's a different kind of conversation. But you I'm gonna have a okay. Monday is a perfect example. Sunday is the start of the week, not Monday. Sunday is the first day of the week. It's not the weekend. It's not the last day of the weekend. It's the first day of the week. So you setting your tone for the week begins on Sunday. But if you do nothing on Sunday to set the tone for the week, then you go into Monday, the moon's day, the day where your thoughts and feelings are the most high. Um, I have not forgotten your question. I haven't. Um, your thoughts and feelings with the most high, that on moon's day, and then you're like, oh my god, it's Monday's coming, it's going to be a hard blah 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 blah, like you've already spoken your day in existence. You have already spoken your day into existence. Already spoken your day into existence by already calling in that energy for that day. Think about how you speak about the people around you, children, how you speak about kids, how you speak about children who are still forming themselves, their ideas, their brains ain't even fully formed. But yeah, let's go ahead and down talk children. Let's go ahead and down talk children. I won't go on a tangent around, because this is directly to my people in the diaspora. I won't go on a tangent around how y'all still doing master's work on your kids. I won't go on a tangent on how y'all still doing master's work on your kids, whether you're choosing to do so physically or verbally. You're still doing master's work with your children, that you need to do shadow work and break those generational cycles. That's a different life, because I could go another hour to talk about how y'all keep doing master's work. Y'all like that whip. It looked so good hitting your ancestors. You want to do that too. You want to have that kind of power. You want to have that kind of power over your kids, because they can't tell you no. They can't say anything to you. And then you wonder why they act like they do. Because it didn't work on, like, let's real to like, okay, I'm going to say this one thing and I'm going to get it. They tried to beat your ancestors into submission. And look at us still here and resilient and willful and doing whatever we feel like we want to do. Some of us still trying to emulate, we still stuck on the plantation. But by and large, as a collective, we have shown that we will continue to have the audacity, regardless of how you try to harm and beat us. But it causes us to mature faster. We are stressed out sooner. So yeah. The notion that you're going to do the same thing to your kids, you're going to do the same thing to your children, make it make sense. And if you are someone that says, well, I got beat, I mean, does that make it better? Like, do better. Are you still scared? It sounds like you still shook. And that's why you're doing the same thing to your children. You still shook because you scared about what your parents going to say. Like, they're still going to beat you if you don't beat on your kids. Okay, I'm done. Sorry. Sorry, that's period. That's the period on that. It's the period. Like you don't have to do that. You are grown up. You can make better decisions. They did the best that they could. They did the best. What's your excuse? It's 2023. What is your excuse? The reason why you keep calling children bad, as if you don't know any better. And then you wonder what you want to talk about how they talk about black people, but you talk about black people as if your children aren't black people. Your children are black people, and you talk about them the same way you slave master talk about us. Y'all sound stupid. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. Um, Somebody asked me a question, and I'm mm, scrolling up, scrolling back. Uh, uh, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's protect black women, it's protect black children. Like, real talk. It's protect black women and it's protect black children. Y'all stop posting videos of your children having meltdowns. Y'all really make my. You know what y'all don't? Y'all make y'all selves ache and you don't even realize it. But y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn to stop doing that to children. Stop calling them bad. Stop speaking negative words over them. You want a better experience with children and speak better because your children are triggering shadow work in you. All them things you keep saying about the children that are in your wherever, however they're in your orbit, that's you. So this goes to what just someone just said in the TikTok. Everybody in your history, everyone in your physical reality is a reflection of you. This includes children. So all the children, all of them, every single solitary one, the ones you like, the ones you don't like, are a reflection of you. You need to do some inner work to figure out why you keep manifesting these experiences in children. Respectfully. Okay. Um, I think so. Uh Okay, someone asked a question about a dream and that, or was it a question or a comment? Like the dream and Osameji showing up in their room and they didn't feel um, scared anymore. So this is the shortest, quickest answer because I'm not doing divination. And so this is the free answer. Osameji represents radical outward change. And so there was a the fact that you said yep to the fact that I'm not doing this for free. Like feel free to cash at me or PayPal me or Venmo me for my mental labor. But was most also Meji representing change and radical change, and then it's Oya. And if you are, it's interesting because I think I said something to somebody about Oya and their divination, and I said when you are connected to the energy of Oya within your being, Oya will bring about change for your highest and greatest good, whether you want it or not, whether you want it or not. But what happens when you're completely tapped into her energy, when the change is happening, instead of you feeling swept up in her winds, like you being whipped around like in a tornado, you can see the changes happening to you. You can see the hurricane, but you are in the eye. You can see the hurricane, but you are in the eye of the storm, meaning yeah, you're not being whipped away. You see the change. You can see it from a higher perspective. You know the change is for your highest good, even if you don't like it. So you're able to find peace and calm in the eye of the storm. So that's probably what the dream was trying to tell you, is to find the peace and the calm in the eye of the storm and the things that's happening to you. Boom. Was there another question? I thought I saw another question. I had not planned to answer any, but since two people posted a question, I will answer. Um, there were uh, I feel like I answered that question the other night. Like, I really feel like I answered this question the other night. Cezanne, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but somebody, oh, awesome sauce. I think the other question somebody asked was regarding why Yoruba don't like Ianifa, and I feel like I answered this on another live the other night. But one, I don't think Yoruba dislike Ianifa, not inherently. Um, so there's the short answer to that is I don't think that's a case. I think that's a stereo. I did? Okay, I thought I answered that the other night. Someone asked the question, why don't the Yoruba like Ianifa? And I'm like, who got smoked for Ian? Like real talk, like let me just say this. and this may just be it's not just in the diaspora. So this is what I'm going to say to that. There is a Baba. So early in my journey, much like other people coming into a conscious awakening and they're tapping into different kind of content, I had the occasional quote unquote priest slide in my inbox. Hey, my ancestors did not send you. I might be new, but I'm not stupid. My ancestors didn't send you. My ancestors didn't send you. I'm gonna need you to slide on. They would try to like, oh, I see that you're, especially because I'm a womb holder. Oh, I see your head Orisha is Oshun. She's not. Slide and move it to the side, good sir. Slide respectfully, slide and move it to the side. They weren't the only other ones. I feel your energy and I feel like I should give you a reading. If you really felt my energy, you knew that I was not going to take lightly to you coming to my inbox this way. Slide on. Slide on. If you could really read energy, you'd know better. If you really could read energy, those that know better do better. You're not doing better, so you don't know. So slide on, move aside. But I do have one, and if his initial intention was to come to me that way, something I said and or did shifted it. So I have, I won't say we're friends, but we communicate back and forth. He checks in periodically. Um, and he's a Baba from Nigeria. Like he's in Nigeria and he has no problem with me. He checks in, he sees how I'm doing. And not only does he check in, but he's also open to feedback because he has some, you know, children, godchildren, and things of that nature in other countries. And he's like, something's going, he said he was struggling with the teaching. And I said, are you trying to teach them all the same way? And he said, well, yeah. And I'm like, stop. They don't learn the same way. So you need to find out what works for them and teach them in the way that they learn. And so when I checked in with him later, he applied the feedback and that was going well. There's like I'm a whole chick. Okay, like I identify as a woman, I look like a woman, and I'm an Inifa, and he has no problems with me. The view of the fact that there might be Yoruba that have a disdain or whatever for you, I don't think that's true overall. I sincerely do not. Now, if you see that and especially not in Yoruba land, you would probably be speaking more of the diaspora. That might be a diaspora, and that's only in specific traditions that might be a case. And in that regard, it's colonization. They still doing master's work. Respectfully, they're still doing master's work. Master said, don't let women have power. So they don't. And as far as I'm concerned, they still doing master's work. Regardless of whether the medicine works or not, still the medicine is tainted with colonization. The medicine's tainted with colonization. Like the medicine's tainted. The medicine's tainted by colonization. And you could either it's hard. It's not an easy task to deconstruct in that way. It's not an easy task. Deconstruction is not an easy task. Deconstruction is absolutely not an easy task. It requires work. It requires determination. It requires protection because when you started, there go people that say, like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm tearing this down and rebuilding it without colonization. I'm tearing it down and rebuilding it without colonization. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And that's not easy. That's not easy work. So I don't think there's an inherent disdain for them. I think that colonization just said, you don't need them. Women, power, prestige, knowledge equal to you? The audacity. How dare they? How dare they? You want them to be equal to you? How dare they? So I'm going to the breaking barriers. Someone commented and said, I'm breaking barriers. I didn't break that. My Ialode did. So the Ile that birthed me in terms of the tradition was nothing but womb holders. My Ialode birthed nothing but womb holding Ias and an owl. Nothing but. Nothing but. So that barrier, but also like she was more traditional Ifa. So she went off tradition, like the older, but My Elode did that. My Elode is a member of the what is it, the Alphabet Mafia? She is a member of the Alphabet Mafia. She has a whole wife and birthed an elate of nothing but womb holders. When I say breaking barriers, that's what it's like the barrier was broken there. I'm just filling in the gaps. That's it. I'm just filling in the gaps. I'm literally just filling. That's it. I'm filling in. I'm just following in footsteps, but making my own trail. That's it. That's it. Because for me, it's illogical. I was asked the question about allowing people who identified as being queer initiate. I said, how are you going to not, when you have a whole intersex Orisha, make it make sense? Oh, Ashe. Thank you, beautiful. Well, I went through not the similar, but I did have to take classes before my own. So I still feel like but I'm doing it in my own way. Um, but someone asked me, it's like, how do you feel about queer people? This was like a priest, and they were like, about queer people initiating. I'm like, have you heard of Olokun? Are you familiar? Olokun is intersex. Olokun is intersex. So the audacity, like the audacity to act like you would remove people who clearly are probably children of Olokun, that sounds like madness. I would never. I would never. It sounds like madness. It sounds like madness. Just like it sounds like madness, like, well, women can't divine. Well, you got to be given a womb so that you can, and I already have one, so make it make sense. You got to be given a whole thing to represent a womb so that you can be a diviner, but I already got one, but I shouldn't be able to divine. You need to make that make sense because it don't. You make Exactly. Exactly. There are multiple Orishas that specifically are patrons of the LGBTQIA plus community, but you don't want to initiate them? That sounds like foolishness and fuckery, and you clearly doing masses work. And I'm sorry, but as far as me and my house, we are doing as much work as we possibly can to be far, far removed from the plantation. Ooh. like it's madness. Like madness. It's like constantly looking for a reason to pit one above the other. I am not ever, because I hear it on the opposite side too. Women are better, stronger. No, it is not about one being better or more important than the other one. It is about working with the energy together. It's about the together. It is about the together. From a biological sense, yeah, the mother is like biologically, yes, mama is supreme. Mama is supreme. Absolutely. But from an energetic sense, there is nothing that like the power. This is the analogy I gave one live. You have masculine and feminine energy. You got a socket in your house that you put a plug in. The socket is an opening. The socket's an opening, like an opening, feminine energy. Then you got a plug with those things that you stick in the socket, masculine energy. Both of those things completely separate have absolutely no power. Both of those things completely separate, absolutely no power. They are doing nothing on their own. That socket ain't doing nothing, and that plug ain't doing nothing. You can hit all the light switches you want, all the power in the socket, because all the power is in the socket. It's not in the plug. The power is in the socket, but the power can't go no. The power is just sitting there. Potential, potential energy, potential energy, potential energy. That's what feminine is, potential, and it is infinite potential. It can do anything. It can do anything. Feminine energy can do absolutely anything, but it's nebulous on its own. Plug the plug in the socket. Now the power has what direction? Structure, because that's what masculine energy does, has direction and structure. So now the feminine energy no longer is potential, it's kinetic. It's moving and getting ready to do something. Now there is absolute power. Now there's absolute power when the two come together. When the two come together, there's absolute power. One without the other, the feminine energy is where the power is. The masculine energy is what helps draw the power out and give it direction and form and structure. They must come together. They must come together. And every aspect of nature shows it that way. It all show it that way. They got to come together. So this is both in your reality, Black men and Black women, and Black non binary and intersex coming together. And this is also individually, internally. Stop, oh, I got to be in my soft girl era. No, you got to be like, I'm not, said this on another live. I am not in a soft girl era. I'm in my celestial goddess era. I want to be in harmony with both energies. And I want to know how to move and flow and ebb effectively. My car right now, my poor baby, she's still not running. My car is not running. Those of you who pop on my lives often know how I feel about my car. My car is not running. So what can I do? I have to be in my feminine right now. I have to allow myself to receive support. There is no action I can take. The only thing I can do right now is attract support. Today was a good example. I got the like I missed it. I could have done this sooner, but I didn't. I act on it. So it pops in my head again today because I got a check engine light. Those of y'all who understand cars, a little diagnostic tool, you plug it in and it tells you what the check engine light means. Well, I can't move my car, so I can't go nowhere to get mine checked. So I hit up one of my homeboys. Hey, you know somebody that can handle this for me? Actually, I do. Oh, snap. First off, closed mouths don't get fed. So I had to open my mouth and ask. I say spirit is hard of hearing. You got to open your mouth and ask. And I'm like, okay, do you know what they would charge? And let's just say because I have amazing legs, it's a benefit. It's definitely a benefit for me. But they would like, I got it. I'll take care of you. I'll make sure, I'll take care of you. You're not going to charge me? No. Okay. Not only did they come and check the code, and help talk to my dad about what possibly needs to be done and offer some suggestions on what to do to kind of take some additional steps to help resolve the issue with my car and help it get it back on the road. But also, I needed something to go with one of my offerings. And because I'm not driving, this particular item is not something I can order delivery. I need someone to go to the store and get it. And so he went and got it for me. So again, and brought me some lunch. Yes, yeah. I'm trying to like allow. Yes, build my creation. Yes, I'm allowing. I'm allowing. Even this evening, like it was a bonus for me, but I needed my dad's trying to like you have to every video. My O2 sensor is what needs to be worked on, and every video they have the car up on a lift because of what type of car it is. Well, clearly I got no lift in my driveway. So my dad did try to jack it up and see what he could do, but his jack is not getting it up high enough to get it up on the ramps because he does have some ramps. So I decided to do what I had not done, picked up the phone. I said, yippee-ki-yay. Those who've been following my lives for a while understand what that means. Yippee-ki-yay. A, if you had to put your car on a ramp or on a lift, but you couldn't get to a lift, what would you do? So they asked me about the jack that was being used. They said, I might have one that can work better for you. I said, can I come get it if my dad will let me hold the car? Absolutely. Boom.
Well, hug, please.
Hug.
Well, hello, Mommy.
Hello, Jaheen. Now, bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Now, bye.
What? Now, bye.
On the grapes, please.
Go ahead. And I said, okay, cool. So not only was I able to get to Jack, but then I was able to I didn't do that, but I got to go see somebody that I hadn't seen in a couple of days. So I like twofer. I got a twofer. I got a 2 for 1. And I was like, yay, excited. But if I was not operating in my feminine and being stubborn in my masculine, that would not have taken place. I had to let myself allow spirit to move pieces of the puzzle to build this picture for me. And I'm like, okay, all right, okay. And I did what I needed to do spiritually for my car. I did a few things to my car to try to help expedite things, but I need to be in my feminine and allow myself to receive and be open to what that creation process is going to look like. So you got to be able to do both. I'm trying to manifest a car that runs, and clearly, okay, check it. I'm trying to manifest a car that runs, and it's like spirit's like, I want it to not only run but run well for a longer time. So that's why you got all these new pieces. That's why you're getting all these new parts. Like you're getting all these new parts, and it's going to run even longer. And I'm just like, oh, okay, alrighty, thanks. I still want to drive it now, but okay, fine, thanks, thanks. And I've been on here 90 minutes, which was not the plan. Yeah, okay. In the back, yes, stubbornness is masculine energy. Why? Because masculine energy operates in the physical. So masculine energy is I need to see it now, because it's about the time. Feminine energy is not bound by time and space, and it is not physical. So that's not where stubbornness comes from. Stubbornness comes from us being too far in our masculine, which I know all too well. I know that all too well. Yep. So, for those who joined late and didn't hear the full divination and I did it in 3 parts. So, I did one divination for Black women, one divination for Black men, and one divination specifically for Black people that identify as that are intersex, non-binary, and anything else that would not fall into a bucket of man and woman. So, if something I said in those messages where you identify or not resonated with you, if you feel like I can be of a support to you on your journey, because I did specifically call out where I'm meant to be of a support to each particular group. By all means, feel free to reach out to me. I do offer 15-minute consultations. They are not readings, they are not divinations. Don't try to use it as such, because that's a good way to get your feelings hurt, and I'm still going to keep my money. But I do offer consultations. They're only $20. And then if you decide to book another service, then the $20 comes off. Yes, do not give up. Like women, like real talk. Women and those that do not identify, don't give up. And men, come back to learn how to rest in your feminine. And also you need to protect everyone else, because they're also protecting you. Like it's a collective protection. But specifically, you gotta come back to the feminine. This is not, and like stop associating feminine energy with clothing and colors. Like stop. If you want to, you know what? If you want to associate feminine energy with a color, it's black. That's gonna hurt a lot of y'all feelings. If you want to associate feminine energy with a color, the color is black. Color is black. Because it is all infinite. All of them. Every single one. All of them. All of them. All of them. Absorb them like a black hole. It's black. It's black. Feminine energy is black. It's not pink, it's black. Black. That part. To where the folks not on TikTok, creation starts in darkness. Creation starts in darkness before light is introduced. Before light is introduced, it is completely the realm of the feminine. When you have to.
Somebody hurt my leg in my ear.
Okay, I'm coming to get y'all together. It's bath time. Mommy's wrapping up. Mommy's wrapping up. Because y'all doing the most. The level of extra that's happening clearly says, go to bed, go to sleep. Creation starts in darkness, and then the light is introduced. And the creation process starts in the feminine. It starts in the feminine and then moves to the masculine. When you meditate, for those of you who like to meditate in stillness, what do they tell you to do? Close your eyes. Go where? Into the darkness. Connect to the feminine. So stop associating feminine energy with the clothing, a dress, and Okay, this is the last thing, and I'm gonna do it like real, real short.
Oh, oh,
Y'all allowed the standards set forth by the slave master to dictate what was right and proper for women. They had already taken control over their woman and then proceeded to try to do the same to yours, to your mothers, to your aunts, to your sisters, and then perpetuated all of these labels and stereotypes and ideologies on your sisters to help you look down upon them. And then, any and every time your sisters, your mothers, your aunts decide to stand forward and break free, however that needs to look, you start sounding like a colonizer. You start sounding like a colonizer. And I would just encourage you that it would behoove you to decide, who do you stand
no
with?
more taco for me.
No more taco for you.
Have some chips.
No, you've had enough. No, you've had enough. Clearly, you need some water. Um, Decide who you stand with. You know, and this goes for sisters too. This goes for sisters too. You so busy trying to make sure that your proximity to doesn't go unsmirched, that any one of your sisters that does anything contrary that makes them stand out, be different, be loud, be anything other than dainty and pure. And purity is something that the colonizer defined, and you keep emulating that, and you keep trying to push that on your sisters. You just as bad as the men, if not worse, because you're not even being true to yourself. Feminine energy has no rules, no bounds. It does whatever the F it wants to do, because that is her gift, her right, and her power. And then it is protected from anyone who would feel some kind of way by masculine energy.
Is the phone turned on?
It is not turned on because I didn't charge it. So that's what I will say about anyone who feels some kind of way. Like, why did she wear that? Because you wanted to. It's like you forgot that the colonizers and the ones that enslaved our ancestors didn't spend half their time trying to talk about black women and talk about how black women look, dress, or anything like that. Like, y'all keep acting like you didn't know that this was not something that was impressed upon you by colonizers, but you keep trying to emulate them. You keep trying to emulate Massa. And I just want you to know that Massa is not God, and God didn't tell you to put no clothes on. You know, that comes from that book that y'all speak so highly of. God didn't tell you to put no clothes on. So, do you care? Why do you care? Why do you care? It is protect black women always. I don't know what she has on. It is protect black women always. Always, always, every day, twice on Sundays. Protect black women always, because they are mother. Protect them always because they are mother. I don't care what mother has on. Mother could have on a Walmart bag and some stilettos. It is protect black women always. I do not care. She birthed the whole of civilization, and that is fact. Science has already proved it. I don't care what she has on.
Mommy, help me, please.
So what am I? Why am I gonna help you to tear up my bag? Make that make sense. That doesn't make sense. Why would I do that? That's gonna be absolutely no. So I forgot. I wanted to make sure I touched that was the other one. Like, I don't know the individual. All I know is it sounded like respectability politics, and respectability politics came about because black women were trying to protect themselves from the onlooking, horrible, watchful gaze of the oppressor, and thus they imposed upon things that gave them a closer proximity to Not because that's what they wanted to do. It was a protective mechanism. And as the more and more of us wake up and leave the plantation, we no longer feel like we need to continue on with this ridiculous things that master imposed. So they're breaking free. This is happening in dress. This is happening in religion, spirituality, names, all of it. It is all a reflection of Black people leaving the plantation. So let them leave and understand, for those of you who are leaving the plantation, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, y'all understand, don't argue with people that Harriet would have unalived.
Is the phone turned
Do
on?
not argue with people that Harriet would have unalived. If she wouldn't have taken them on the journey and she would have left them there where they stood, leave them where they stand. Everybody ain't meant to come with you. Protect your energy. Always. Protect your energy always.
Oh, is it turned on?
No, because the battery's dead. You do not argue logic with illogical people. You just don't argue logic with illogical people. Okay? Okay. I hope that today, tonight, this evening, even though I was 6.5 hours late, as someone who clocked me, wanted to make sure I was aware that I was 6.5 hours late um, going live.
No.
Move yourself. Ain't nobody trying to see you. Ain't nobody trying to see you, Otis. Like, thank y'all so much for like I know that you were waiting. I know that you were waiting. The least you can do is say hello, because that's rude. At least you can do is say hello. No, nobody wants to see your teeth. Nobody wants to see your teeth. Nobody. Can you close your mouth? Oh, are you eating the hearts? What is happening? Okay, that's what's happening. You're eating the hearts. Okay, move yourself, child. Like move, and then don't tap the screen more to give him more hearts to eat, because I know some of y'all are doing that so that he can eat more hearts. So you're so welcome. You're so welcome. That was you. It's foolishness. The foolishness is like ripe with foolishness. Right. Like, why? Why? All right, say goodnight. No, say goodnight.
Good night.
Okay, good. All right. Good night, y'all. I'm gonna go give some baths. It's 10:10 on the clock. What a perfect time to wrap it up.
Why am I?
Yep, 10:10 on the clock. 10:10 on the clock. So thank y'all so much. If y'all just popped in, you popped in late, I'm sorry. Y'all make sure y'all go back and catch me on the tube of you and watch the playback. Have a beautiful evening. I will be hopefully, but barring anything unforeseen, live tomorrow at 2 on time. On time. I should be on time tomorrow because they have speech therapy, so they won't be home. So I'll be live tomorrow doing readings. I'll decide, I'll post something to see what the theme of this week is. But y'all have a good night. Take care. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Stop eating the hearts. And this one, and this one.